Welcome to our channel. This is more than a destination for passive viewing. It is a sanctuary for active transformation, where every video is a deliberate step toward the life you are destined to live. Today's presentation transcends mere information. It is an invitation to a profound metamorphosis, because we are delving into a foundational system of discipline that has forged some of the most successful corporations on the global stage, some of the most intensely focused individuals on the planet, and one of the most deeply respected cultures in the annals of human history, the Japanese. Let me pose a question to you. Have you ever been plagued by a sense of lethargy, a lack of concentration, or a frustrating inconsistency? Do you embark on new ventures with passion, only to see your momentum evaporate after a few short days? Do you articulate grand ambitions for success, discipline, and productivity, yet find yourself paralyzed, uncertain of the initial step? If this resonates, understand that you are not alone, and this video is designed to permanently alter that narrative. The Japanese philosophy does not treat discipline as a fleeting emotion or a temporary motivation. It is regarded as a way of being, a mindset, a daily system, a deeply ingrained habit that becomes so intrinsic to your character that the effort of trying to be disciplined dissolves. You ultimately become discipline itself. Today, I will guide you through 7 potent Japanese principles of discipline. These are not abstract theories or simple tips. I will elucidate each rule in clear, powerful English, providing robust real-world examples, their profound meanings, and a practical framework for their application in your own life. Even if you have encountered setbacks in the past, even if you currently feel adrift, you will come to understand the significance of each rule and how, together, they can fundamentally reconstruct your mindset, your habits, and your daily resolve. Therefore, I urge you to do one thing. Watch this presentation in its entirety. While a single rule may expand your perspective, the synergistic application of all 7 possesses the power to radically transform your existence. This is not a motivational speech. This is not a shortcut. This is an unvarnished truth. And before we commence, if you are committed to a journey of genuine, lasting change, subscribe to our channel now. If you seek content that is meticulously researched, profoundly life-altering, and articulated in accessible English to not only inspire you, but to provide a clear roadmap to the success you know is your birthright, then join our community. Let us begin. Rule 1. Kaizen, the discipline of continuous improvement. Kaizen is among the most influential concepts to emerge from Japanese culture. It translates to change for the better. But this is not about dramatic overnight revolution. It is the philosophy of minuscule, incremental improvement every single day. Envision this: if you improve by just 1% each day, not 10%, not 100, that single percent may seem negligible. However, compounded over a year, you will not be 365% better. You will be 37 times better. This principle is the clandestine engine behind Japan's ascent as an economic powerhouse, even after the devastation of World War II. Rather than attempting monumental, instantaneous reconstruction, the nation focused on tiny, daily enhancements in its factories, schools, and communities. One minor process refinement, one cleaner workstation, one more courteous customer interaction, each seemingly insignificant step accumulated into an unstoppable tide of progress. The result? Corporations like Toyota, Sony, and Honda ascended to global leadership. Consider a real-world example. Toyota. This automotive giant did not rise to prominence solely by building the best cars, but through the relentless application of Kaizen. In Toyota's production facilities, every employee, regardless of seniority, is empowered to halt the entire assembly line if they identify a problem or propose an improvement. Imagine the cultural significance, a multi-billion-dollar enterprise where a single individual can stop the machinery to suggest a minor tweak. That is Kaizen in action, a profound respect for the cumulative power of small, thoughtful changes. One assembly line worker reflected, "Initially, I doubted the value of my suggestions, but with each implemented idea, I saw the process improve, and I felt a profound sense of ownership, not just in building cars, but in building a superior system." That is discipline. That is Kaizen. Now apply this to your own life. You need not awaken tomorrow and transform into the world's most productive person. You need not become a millionaire in 30 days. The pressure for perfection is eliminated. Instead, ask yourself one simple question daily. Where can I make a 1% improvement today? Perhaps it is making your bed with care, reading for 10 minutes, decluttering a single drawer, or choosing water over a sugary drink. The action itself is small, but the consistent daily discipline is unstoppable. By embracing Kaizen, you replace the narrative of failure with the mantra of perpetual progress. This mindset, this relentless forward crawl, will carry you further than sporadic bursts of motivation ever could. Rule 2. Ikigai, the discipline of purpose. What if the key to unwavering discipline is not a new technique, but a profound reason? The Japanese concept of Ikigai represents your reason for being. It is the intersection of 4 critical elements: what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be compensated for. When you discover an endeavor that satisfies all 4, you have found your Ikigai. And with that discovery, discipline ceases to be a struggle. It becomes an instinctual pull. Contemplate the story of Jiro Ono, a sushi master over 90 years of age. His restaurant holds 3 Michelin stars, and reservations require months of advanced planning. Jiro rises before dawn each day to perform the same intricate craft he has honed for over 70 years. To an outsider, this may seem monotonous, but for Jiro, this is his Ikigai. He once stated, "I feel I have not yet mastered sushi. There is always a higher level of perfection to attain." He is not driven by fame or wealth, but by meaning. His discipline is unbreakable because it is fueled by purpose. Purpose generates natural discipline. Without a compelling why, you will perpetually battle procrastination. But when your Ikigai is clear, you are not pushed by obligation. You are pulled by passion. The soldier trains rigorously to protect his country. The mother cares for her child with unwavering devotion. The artist is compelled to create. Their discipline is inherent. To identify your Ikigai, engage in deep self-reflection. What activity causes you to lose all track of time? What skills come naturally to you? What problems in the world ignite a desire to contribute? And how can you align these with a sustainable livelihood? The goal is to find the sweet spot where these 4 circles overlap. This is not discovered overnight, but built through exploration, courage, and action. As the centenarians of Okinawa, a region with one of the highest life expectancies in the world, often attest, their longevity is rooted in Ikigai. They wake each day with a purpose, a garden to tend, a community to serve, a skill to practice. They do not retire, they continue living with intention. Find your Ikigai, and you will never again wake up feeling empty. Rule 3. Shitsuke, the discipline of character and ritual. Shitsuke is a concept often overlooked because it is so deeply embedded in the Japanese way of life. It signifies more than etiquette. It represents the cultivation of character through ritual and self-control. It is the discipline that becomes second nature, not a performance for others, but a private code of conduct. Observe a Japanese elementary school. The students themselves clean the classrooms, hallways, and even restrooms. There are no janitors. This practice is not primarily about cleanliness. It is a ritual to instill Shitsuke. From a young age, children learn respect for shared spaces, responsibility for their environment, and the dignity of labor. They do not complain because this discipline is woven into the fabric of their character. This contrasts sharply with the common approach to discipline, which is often reactive, eating well before an event, studying only before an exam. This is not discipline, it is performance. Shitsuke teaches that excellence is a habit built in the quiet, unobserved moments. The meticulous practice of a Japanese tea ceremony, where every movement is refined over decades, is not about tea. It is about cultivating a mind of presence, respect, and impeccable care. The discipline practiced in the ceremony permeates every aspect of life. You are already building your character through your daily actions. Every time you choose to be punctual, to keep your space orderly, or to speak with kindness, you are practicing Shitsuke. The path to integrating it is to respect small tasks. Fold your clothes meticulously, organize your workspace, perform your duties with care, even when no one is watching. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. Shitsuke transforms you from someone who tries to be disciplined into someone who is disciplined, naturally and powerfully. Rule 4. Kaikaku, the discipline of radical change. While Kaizen focuses on gradual improvement, there are moments in life that demand radical transformation. This is Kaikaku, the courage to enact fundamental reform when your current systems are leading to stagnation or decline. It is not a panic-driven decision, but a disciplined assessment that the present path is untenable. Consider the history of Nintendo. Founded in 1889 as a playing card company, it faced obsolescence by the mid-20th century. Instead of clinging to the past, Nintendo's leadership exercised Kaikaku. They boldly pivoted, first into toys, then into electronic games, ultimately revolutionizing the industry with the Nintendo Entertainment System. This was not a minor adjustment. It was a complete reinvention. They had the discipline to dismantle a comfortable legacy to build a necessary future. You may reach a point where incremental change is insufficient. When you realize your job, habits, or environment are toxic to your growth, Kaikaku is the disciplined decision to make a bold change. It might mean leaving a secure but soul-crushing career, radically altering your social circle, or overhauling your daily routine. It is the moment you declare, "The old version of me ends here." This requires immense courage, but it is often the only path to breakthrough. Identify the single most significant anchor holding you back and have the courage to cut it loose. Kaikaku is the discipline to protect your future, even at the cost of your present comfort. Rule 5. Hansei, the discipline of honest self-reflection. In a culture obsessed with success, the practice of critical self-reflection is rare. In Japan, it is a disciplined ritual known as Hansei. This is not casual introspection. It is a brutally honest, regular evaluation of one's mistakes and shortcomings, even in the face of success. At Toyota, after every major project, successful or not, teams conduct a Hansei meeting. They are required to identify failures and areas for improvement. A team that claims perfection is not celebrated but questioned, because the philosophy dictates that there is always room for improvement. Without Hansei, growth is impossible. Why people remain stuck? Often, it is an avoidance of Hansei. They blame circumstances instead of confronting their own contributions. To practice Hansei, set aside time each day and each month for honest reflection. Ask yourself, where did I fall short today? What could I have done better? What patterns am I repeating? Then, crucially, convert these insights into actionable change. Reflection without action is futile. Hansei is the mirror that allows you to correct your course, ensuring you do not compound your errors. It builds humility, accelerates learning, and is the hallmark of true masters of any craft. Rule 6. Gaman, the discipline of endurance and dignity. Gaman translates to enduring the seemingly unbearable with patience and dignity. It is the strength to persevere through hardship without complaint, to maintain emotional composure in the face of adversity. The world witnessed a profound example of Gaman following the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. Amidst unimaginable loss and destruction, there was no widespread panic or looting. Instead, there were orderly queues for supplies, neighbors helping one another, and a collective, quiet resilience. This was Gaman, the discipline to suffer with grace. On a personal level, Gaman is the ability to sit with discomfort without resorting to destructive outlets. When faced with failure, betrayal, or pain, do you panic and complain, or do you breathe through the difficulty and resolve to continue? Another powerful example is the university athlete who, after falling and fracturing her leg in a relay race, crawled hundreds of meters to pass the baton to her teammate. She upheld her duty despite agonizing pain. This is Gaman. Practice it by consciously choosing not to complain, by sitting with emotional discomfort instead of numbing it, and by carrying your burdens with a quiet strength that commands respect. Gaman forges an inner fortitude that makes you unbreakable. Rule 7. Osoji, the discipline of order and purity. The final principle recognizes that outer order creates inner clarity. Osoji is the ritual of cleaning, but it is approached as a form of mental and spiritual purification. A cluttered space reflects and reinforces a cluttered mind. The efficiency of the Japanese bullet train cleaning crews, the 7-minute miracle, is legendary. But more telling is the bow the cleaners offer before entering the train, a sign of respect for their work and for the passengers. This mindset elevates cleaning from a chore to a discipline. It is the belief that how you care for your environment is a direct reflection of how you care for yourself. If you feel mentally scattered, begin by imposing order on your physical world. Create a morning ritual of tidying your space. Dedicate time to decluttering your home and digital life. As you clear away physical debris, you will often find your thoughts becoming more organized and focused. A clean, orderly environment is a foundation for a disciplined mind, reducing cognitive load and creating a sanctuary for concentration and peace. We have now journeyed through 7 transformative Japanese rules of discipline. Principles that are not mere concepts, but lived experiences that build resilience, purpose, and strength. The question now rests with you. Will you allow these insights to remain as interesting ideas, or will you integrate them into the very core of your daily existence? Discipline is the bridge between aspirations and reality. It is the steadfast commitment to becoming the person you are capable of being, regardless of fluctuating moods or circumstances. If you embrace even one of these rules, change will begin. If you courageously apply all 7, your life will be fundamentally and permanently altered. This was more than a video. It was a blueprint for a life of intention and power. The choice is now yours. If you are ready for this journey, subscribe for more guidance. Share this with someone who needs to hear this message. And most importantly, act. Begin today. For the world does not change when we simply learn. It changes when we decisively act. Thank you for watching. And always remember, true discipline is not a constraint. It is the ultimate expression of your freedom. It is the path to the life you truly deserve.